Good morning. I am Sherry Duff, the proud principal of Pleasure Ridge Park High School, and I am excited to be here today to honor Mr. Dave McCoy. Yes. Mr. McCoy is an incredible individual who leads our welding program with a strong work ethic and lots of passion, both of which he tries to instill in all of his students. He is so very deserving of the ExCEL Award, and I'm thrilled to be part of this celebration. PRP is part of the Academies of Louisville, a wonderful program which prepares, inspires, and empowers students by offering a meaningful learning experience that directly relates to our world today. And that is exactly what Mr. McCoy does for our students. We connect what goes on in high school with business and community partners such as Chad from Wirecrafters and also Nick and Jeremy from 502 who are all with us today. Thank you to our partners who have joined us today as well. One of our academies here is the Manufacturing, Engineering, and Design Academy, and welding is a pathway within that academy. Ms. Susan Webb, the Academy Principal, and Ms. Stephanie Curl, the Academy Counselor, both seated down there at the end, they provide the leadership that allows programs such as welding and teachers such as Mr. McCoy to flourish. Thank you, ladies, for your leadership. We are glad that Mr. McCoy's hard work is allowing our Academy work to be recognized. Also on stage are Josh Lytle, Assistant Principal, and Miss Deanna Hawks, our Academy Coach, and they are going to share more on why Mr. McCoy deserves this honor. Ms. Hawks is the one who nominated Mr. McCoy for this award, so thank you, Ms. Hawks, for making sure our staff get the recognition they deserve. I would also like to thank Ms. Hawks and Ms. Stimley, who's seated in the back, for helping put this program together for us. They've done an amazing job. Thank you. Last, I want to recognize Mr. McCoy's family and thank you for sharing him with us. We appreciate the time and dedication he gives to our students. So thank you all very much. And I said last, but second to last, because last, I want to also recognize our students who are in attendance. Whoop, whoop. They have joined us to celebrate Mr. McCoy as he receives this prestigious award. I appreciate everybody who took time out of their day to join us. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Polio to the podium so we can get this ceremony started. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Polio.
Thank you guys for being here. It's my honor to be here once again at PRP. It's especially my honor to recognize ExCEL Award winners. I want you guys to know that this is the best of the best. I mean, we only honor about 6 teachers a year here in JCPS that are ExCEL Award winners, out of 6,000 teachers every single year. So it is a very exclusive club, a very exclusive award for teachers. This is not an award that is given to hundreds of different teachers. I mean, it is, well, like I said, extremely exclusive, and it is the best of the best. And it is a pleasure for me to be here, number one, to be able to recognize a career in tech ed teacher, which I just think is fantastic. As the principal, and even more than that, is to have a welding teacher here. And too often, I think, with career and technical education teachers, they are not seen as the traditional teacher. And as the former principal at J-Town High School, I spent 8 years at J-Town, which had a welding program that grew from about 20 kids to about 250 kids in the welding program by the time I left at J-Town High School. And I like to spend a lot of time in the welding lab, I really did. When I got there as principal, I didn't know much about it. I walked in, looked right at the light, the arc, without the, and you know, all the kids were like, don't do that, you can't do that. By the time I left, I felt like I knew a whole lot about welding. You know, I do remember still probably the best teacher that I ever had the opportunity to lead was the welding teacher at J-Town High School, Jerry Burke. Unfortunately, Jerry passed away a couple of years ago, but was a fantastic teacher. And from everything I've seen, Mr. McCoy is that same type of teacher, who is a teacher, a true teacher. And you can see it by when you walk in to his lab, the opportunity I've had to take what was an old locker room, I believe, and make it into a viable welding lab where kids are engaged. And I can always just see, based upon what the kids are doing when you walk in, that Mr. McCoy is a true teacher who deserves this award, just like any English, math, science teacher that we recognize throughout the district. So I'm very proud to stand up here. I'm a big believer in career and technical education, huge believer in the academies of Louisville, and so I think it is a great honor to stand up here and represent one of our career and tech education teachers. You know, those who work with Mr. McCoy say this about him: he has established a very successful program for students pursuing a career in welding. Students are given opportunities for co-op, certification, introduction to important individuals in profession, including unions, because of Mr. McCoy's reputation of training reliable, hardworking, knowledgeable students. Another said, "I'm honored to get to work with him every day. His commitment to students is evident in every task that he completes. I cannot think of a more dedicated teacher than Mr. David McCoy." And finally, Mr. McCoy owns his program and puts his heart, soul, and passion for students into every decision he makes. So students, I think it's very important that you understand the commitment that he is putting forth towards you so that you get those certification, apprenticeships, opportunities, or just being able to be engaged every day in the welding program here at PRP High School. I do want to thank LG&E-KU for the sponsorship, once again, of this fantastic award every single year. And then also WHAS 11, who continues to do this and highlight great teachers throughout JCPS. In the end, very proud to be here, Mr. McCoy, and it is my honor to recognize you as an ExCEL Award winner. Congratulations. And at this time, Assistant Principal, bring him up, Josh Lytle. He's on his way up.
All right, guys, thank you for being here. My name is Josh Lytle. I'm an assistant principal here at PRP. I've been blessed to work with Mr. McCoy for the past 6 years while we started up the academies here at PRP. It's been an awesome 6 years, so thank you for that. But I want to start by reading the definition of a saying that I'm sure all of this group has heard many, many times, and that is work ethic. So the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines work ethic as a set of values centered on the importance of doing work and reflected especially in the desire or determination to work hard. So Mr. McCoy's preached this and modeled this for you guys since day one. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing it. Sometimes I'm tired of hearing it, but it's how he lives. It's what he does. So I want to make sure that you guys know why he is the way that he is. He cares about you guys more than you'll ever know. He knows your interests, what will motivate you, and what will make you want to quit. He knows what skills you've mastered and where you need work. He fights, and believe me, some of you guys have seen it, he fights to get you every experience and every piece of new equipment and everything that you need to be successful. He knows what it takes for you to be successful in the industry. He's willing to have the difficult conversation with you guys in order to make you the best that you can be. McCoy's driven, almost to a fault, and he will not settle or accept anything less than your best, and I'm thankful for that. Mr. McCoy's drive, determination, and intense focus on getting his students, you guys, exactly what you need to succeed has transformed my approach to education, making me a better teacher, administrator, and advocate for the students I serve. He has created partnerships with companies to ensure you all have a path directly into a career. We've got several of those here. Hope with IKORCC, Chad Wirecrafters, Jeremy and Nick with the local 502. We thank you guys for certifying and hiring our kids. We thank you for your partnership. Dave, we thank you for fostering those relationships. And now some stats, my favorite part. So in 2021, we had 38 seniors certified. In 2022, we had 51 seniors certified. This school year, we've had 1 certification round. We've had 50 seniors certified, 22 juniors certified, and 26 out of 40 sophomores become certified welders. This is all thanks to Dave. So all in all, yeah. So overall, since this program started 6 years ago, there's been over 320 students certified, and Hope, you've been a part of every one of those, so thank you for that too. So right now we have 7 seniors co-oping, and I believe we'll be adding 4 more next week with Kentucky Trailer, so awesome. And all of them are making good money using the skills they've learned in McCoy's class. Mr. McCoy, I'm thankful that I get to work with you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing good things. In celebration of this event, we asked Chad with Wirecrafters, he's got several of our co-op kids working there with him, to come up with something that Dave could kind of hold on to in the shop or wherever he wants to put it. He's getting an award today, but just something in the classroom that he could look at and be reminded of this awesome award. And Chad and several of the kids that co-op there put together, there's a little trophy sitting right next to Dave there that we'll present him with, just as a reminder of the work that he's done. He'll have the award, and he'll have that trophy in the shop. But thanks, Chad, Danielle, and McCall for putting that together. I just want to, again, thank you for everything that you've done. It's an awesome award. I'm excited that I can't think of anybody more deserving. So thank you, Dave. One more round of applause for you. I love you, man. I'm honored to work with you. Now we're going to bring up Ms. Hawks, our Academy coach.
Good morning. I've known Mr. McCoy for several years, but only in passing in the hallways and at meetings. However, within the last 7 months, I've had the pleasure of working with him in my new position as Academy coach. From a personal perspective, Mr. McCoy has been so helpful and patient with me in my new role. He has taught me about the welding industry, introducing me to business partners and other influential people within the industry. He goes above and beyond to make me feel included as a part of the pathway, insofar as he is willing to train me as a certified welder. He always has new ideas, information about new equipment, and helps me understand how beneficial it will be for our current and for our future students. He has the memory of an elephant, and his brain is always thinking about how to better the pathway. He is never satisfied and strives for excellence. He has made it his mission to include and train young women in the pathway to become future welders. He says women make the best welders. In January, he, along with the help of our business partners, organized and held the first all-girl welding competition, which was a huge success. When in the welding lab, I see trained, driven young men and women working on their own, following rules and regulations without prompting from their instructors. This says a lot about the instruction they have received and the high expectations that are set for them. I have visited the lab many times and have always experienced the same atmosphere, no matter the period. His students respect him as a teacher, mentor, and person, and can be seen when he interacts with current and future students. I cannot think of a more dedicated teacher for this award than Mr. McCoy. Thank you.
How's everyone today? Good. I'm going to use my teacher voice. I am a sub, though, JCPS sub. I've never made my way out to PRP, but now that I'm here, I might have to get my welding certification. My name is Haley Minogue. I'm a morning news anchor at WHAS 11. I am an early riser, as it sounds like a lot of you all are as well. Yes. Yes. Okay. So does anyone know what today is outside of the ExCEL Award celebration? International Day of the Women. That's right. Woo! I saw it back there. So I'm sure everyone, like I was when I was preparing my speech, that people would get up here and they would talk about the importance of STEM. Yes, incredibly important. The importance of trade schools. Yes, incredibly important. But we're forgetting the women in this conversation, right? Women have never been more critical to the workforce. And that's every workforce. That is not just clerical jobs. It's It's not just teaching jobs. It's not the roles that we've always been placed in, nursing, TV news. It is every opportunity. It is every trade. It is everything. So to find a teacher who on paper has been teaching for 27 years, 21 years, 6 here, that's it. I was trying to add those two numbers together. 21 years, who recognizes the importance of women in a field that has traditionally not been marketed towards women is, to me, outstanding. So on paper, before I even got here today, I already was like, okay, this teacher's got my respect. But when I was able to not only talk to a couple of the students in this field, but when I was able to talk to Mr. McCoy, it just became so obvious how passionate he is. It's not just like, yeah, women are allowed here. It's no, women are here, and we're going to make it as accessible and as normalized as possible. And I wish that in my time as a high schooler here in Louisville, Kentucky, someone had said to me, you have more options. When I was in high school, I was able to take a class that I thought was really cool and important called Secretary, where they taught you how to use the copy machine. And that was not that long. I mean, it was, it was a while ago, but it wasn't that long ago. So I just want to make sure that in my time here today, I really impress upon everyone, not only the women that are so lucky to be able to have these options, but also on the men, that it's your responsibility now to be open, to be accepting, and to be rock star cheerleaders for your fellow classmates and your teammates, because they're here to stay and they're not going anywhere. So the quicker you get with it, the cooler you're going to look on paper. So without further jibber jabber, I'm going to go ahead and present this award. If you want to join me, Mr. McCoy. Okay. So really fast. So on behalf of LG&E-KU and WHAS 11, I want to say a big congratulations to Mr. McCoy. You are an ExCEL Award recipient.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm not going to be before you long, but I would like to say that I really enjoyed reading Mr. McCoy's nomination packet. It's just really nice to know at the startup of this program that more than 200 students are certified welders. So give yourselves a hand for that. And I do so many presentations annually, and I say this often, but this award is truly something special, especially because teachers like Mr. McCoy are teaching skill-based learning. And I'm truly excited to be able to celebrate with you all in person this year, because last year we did a lot of them virtually. Haley could attest to that. So on behalf of everyone at LG&E-KU Energy and WHAS, I want to present you, Mr. McCoy. You can come up again. With this check for $1,000 that we know will be used well in your classroom. Congratulations.
Good morning, everybody. I don't only have a teacher voice, I have a theater voice. And most importantly, I have a union voice. So I'm used to being loud and proud in all sorts of places, but it's really a pleasure for me to be here today. Thanks. It's a pleasure for me to be here today on behalf of Jefferson County Teacher Association. My name is Dawn Moretz, and I am the JCTA UNISERV Director who helps and supports the teachers in this building. And I'm here on behalf of the JCTA President, Brent McKim, and JCTA Executive Director, Deanne Flaherty. And it really is, we can't say it enough times, from so many different lenses and views, how important it is that we represent all segments of our teaching profession, especially those who are making sure that we are covering areas that are not traditionally thought of. And so you're getting that same speech over and over again for a very good reason. I would like to thank you for having the recognition and understanding of the importance of belonging to your professional organization, both within your school job and then also the way that you're able to support those out in the field when you are working with the community partners who also belong to their own unions. And so with this, I would like to present to you once again, and then once you come up, you get to stay because your wonderful speech is right here for you. But we are presenting the Jefferson County Teacher Association Schoolhouse Award, which is presented to David McCoy in appreciation for your supportive actions regarding education and teachers. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And this is much more exciting when it's done with a nice low volume of the microphone and I can sound a little more WWF. But since we don't have that today, I'm just going to ask you to raise the roof for the one, the only, the David McCoy!
All right, this is the hard part, I think. So, thank you, everybody. This is truly an honor. I'm not used to being on this side of the fence. I'm used to praising because they deserve it. So, I woke up early this morning and I was thinking, I hadn't wrote anything down, and I thought sometimes I get nervous. I like to babble a lot, so maybe I should write stuff down. And I did that this morning. Well, when I got here to school, I did it this morning. I do everything last minute. But, I was thinking to myself this morning when I was awake, I was thinking that my acceptance speech is here. Literally, my acceptance speech is here in this audience. I feel that they need as much credit to this award that I am so honored to receive today. And I really, truly thank you all for this. I think that, stand up, son. My son, I know that that's all we hear about is me, Mr. McCoy, Mr. Dave McCoy, Mr. Dave McCoy. That is the silent partner in our program, okay? I could not do the logistics that I do and the amount of work that it takes to do this program without that young man right there. And he really, so I want to make sure I hear, it's a great day for me, but I want him to know that I love him and I thank you. Truly, I thank you. Next, I want to thank our administration, who is bar none the top of Jefferson County when it comes to support, decision-making, and allowing us to move forward with such an awesome dream of PRP welding. Thank you, Ms. Duff, our principal. Ms. Webb, our assistant principal. She keeps me straight sometimes, or not. Josh Lytle, him and I, we have a very close partnership because we started together. It's amazing the conversations that him and I have had over lunch and whatnot and on field trips and stuff to just put together what is truly amazing. Ms. Hawks, our new academy coach, who's been amazing. I appreciate everything she's done. She is literally, when I come down there, she's open ears, she's open eyes, and she's listening. I know she's listening. And if she says she's going to do it at 9:01, she's walking in my door. And that's work ethic, guys. That's perfect. Ms. Curl, our counselor today. Ms. Shipman, I don't see her in here, but she was with us when we started. Guys, these roles we couldn't do what we're doing today without everybody involved in this. And it's truly amazing. I appreciate everything that everybody does. I would like to thank some of our partners that are here today that have played a major role in our success. Here at PRP, Hope, got to tell you the story about her. And when her and I met, her and I are two peas in a pod. When we met each other, we didn't like each other, okay? She was very, not even a little bit. She was a very stern, strong woman. And I, of course, y'all know I'm an ornery old man. And, you know, when we got to know each other, we knew that our cause was the right direction. And, man, we've been best friends ever since, haven't we? Hope has played a major role in over 320 certifications in the past 6 years. She's been a part of every one of those. Okay, and that to me that's deep. That's a deep relationship, that's deep commitment, and that's awesome. Thank you, Hope. Chad Anglin and I guess I work very personal. Everybody that's involved in what I do is very personal to me. It's almost like when you come into my life, you're my family. And Chad from Wirecrafters, Chad and I work together regularly. You know, we text each other, we talk to each other. He's got 6 of my students co-oping right now. You know, he's got, how many's working full-time there? Okay. You know, and that's just amazing. You put students to work, students are going to want to come to work. Okay? And, you know, having the relationship, and we've done great things, haven't we? You know, and I'd like to thank Chad, because we couldn't do it without partners like this, putting us, you know, our students to work. Because you all know that when you see students going to work, what do you want? You want that money. You're going to go to work too, right? Okay? Nick Brown and Jeremy, glad to see you here as well. Nick, I've been working with the local 502 for way more than 6 years. When I was at Meade County, I had put a lot of students to work from Meade County. Now I have a lot of students to work there from PRP, which I'm proud to say. And Nick and I have worked together for quite a few years. You know, when we talk about this, the all-women's, the future of women's welding competition, that success, that was my idea, but he was the one that ran with it. When we had the conversation, you know, Nick and them, they put together and they hosted this competition that I think everybody will agree was amazing. Okay, and we're going to be bigger and better, right? Yep, it's going to be awesome. So we can't do it without partners, and this is only a few that we have available to us today. You know, and it's pretty amazing. Kentucky Trailer's on board with us now. We've got several more that are going to be work. My goal is to put 100% of my students that can go to work. Now comes the hard part. You know, you can't do anything without family. So today I want to thank my family. Most of them are here. And first I'm going to thank my wife. I had to write down here that it's my wife, Julie. She can just raise her hand. Don't stand up. She don't want to stand up. She puts up with me falling asleep on the couch about 8:30, 9 o'clock every night, mentally drained from my day, and trying to watch the shows that she likes to watch. And I thank you and love you for it, baby. My mother, there's not enough words. I can't go too deep because I'll be here all day. My mother is an example. My family shows by doing. They don't show by talking about it. And it's amazing. Okay, I'm lucky to have you in my life. My sister Susan, who's here today, she also is a special needs instructor in Meade County. My Aunt Elaine, who I'm blessed to have here today. Don't get to see her very much, tickled to death. My mother-in-law, Mickey, Danny, my best friend, Jupie. Those that, you know, you can be successful by yourself, but you're going to be way more successful with people around you. Utilize your resources. That's what I believe in. Utilize your resources, and I think that's important. The next two that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about two men that mean a lot to me. The first one I want to talk about is my welding instructor, Tim Turner. He passed away 30 days after he wrote my letter of recommendation for me to go to work at Meade County for my first teaching job. The most amazing welding instructor I've ever met, and he sticks with me daily. I've modeled my program, our program. I apologize, son. You know, that's a terrible thing that happens. I model our program to what I was taught because it's a very efficient, a very good program. He pushed me and he challenged me to several accomplishments that started my career in the right direction. Winning the state welding competition for Skills USA, placing 7th in the nation for Skills USA. He pushed me to getting my certified welding inspector certification, which is the toughest test I've ever taken in my life. You know, he pushed me, he drove me. I can't tell you how many arguments and conversations, negative conversations we had with him out in the back parking lot of E-Town Technical College. An amazing man. I owe everything to him, and I only hope that I can have as much of an impact on every student that's in this room today as he did for me. It's important. Lastly, my father, greatest man in the world. I know he's beaming with pride right now. There's no doubt in my mind on that. He showed me, he showed me. He didn't tell me. He showed me how to be a good teacher and a man because he taught at a vocational school where I graduated from. He then taught at the college where I went to. He showed me, okay? He was quick to point out my flaws with respect. He's a great man. You know, finally, I can't say enough about that. I can talk for days, and I'm not going to because I know I'm taking up a lot of time here. But finally, I'd like to thank WHS, Haley, you guys with LG&E. Thank you very much for this honor. It's truly an honor. Thank you all.